Out of all the light novels that I've read as of recently, I have to pick The Regressed Demon Lord is Kind as my favorite because it's just so entertaining to read and its world is so interesting, and the main character Zitch is the one that just seals the deal for me because out of all the light novels that I've read, I'm just so tired, I guess, of main characters that are so bland, and they just, I guess, even though they are not necessarily the most stereotypical of main characters, there's just something that has been, I guess for me personally, that has made me feel a bit unsatisfied with a lot of the main characters that I've been getting after I've read like really good and amazing series is like Reverend Insanity, whose main characters aren't really just the run-of-the-mill main characters, and they really have you questioning at times, wait, are we the baddies? Because that's the type of novel that I want to read because it offers something new rather than just the I guess the same old knight saves the queen or princess or whatever. And this novel perfectly delivers all of that, along with a cast of characters that you actually care about and to have, I guess, a relationship with the main character Zitch that is honestly just so well put together. And the characters that get introduced later on in the novel, especially the female lead that gets added, she's just so important to the plot, and I see what the author is trying to do with the main character and trying to the things that he's trying to set up with him. It's just so good, and I haven't like read a novel as of recently that has made me feel this way, where I see what the author is trying to do, and it's just so good. But I'll just step back from praising it for a moment and kind of give a synopsis of what goes down in the novel, at least in the first few chapters. Our main character Zitch, in his past life, Zitch was the Demon Lord of Strength, and the number one thing he respected was strength, and he was defeated by the hero Glenn and his party or band of heroes. And even though Glenn outnumbered Zitch, and Zitch literally just one man like 1v9 Glenn's team, he still got beat, and Zitch respects strength. So when he gets killed by Glenn, and Glenn tells him in his next life that I hope that you live a kind life, and Zitch, because he's defeated and he respects strength the most, he takes it to heart, and in his regression, he follows what Glenn told him to the best of his ability. Zitch regresses because of this blade of time or fragment of time or whatever, something in his finger. And once Zitch regresses into the past, what I really love about this novel is that he doesn't do anything uncharacteristic of his title of the Demon Lord of Strength. He's still the same person that he is. He still keeps his personality. So he's this person, this Demon Lord that's horrible, that's now trying to live a good life. And it's not like in Second Coming of Gluttony where the main character automatically just like stops his gambling addiction. I know that in the novel, it's because all his regret and pain is sent back to his past. But what I'm trying to get across is that Zitch's character progression, should I say, is not like just automatically 180, he's a good person now. Zitch is still a terrible person. He's a sadist throughout this novel that likes to take pleasure in torturing, well, not torturing like skinning people or peeling off their skin, but he likes to take pleasure in beating people and making fun of them and gloating his victory on them. Zitch is the type of person to say GG easy every time he wins at something or a game. And Zitch really likes rubbing salt in the wound of his enemies. The only thing that has changed from his past Demon Lord Zitch and his current Demon Lord, or his current Zitch that's trying to live a good life, is that his target has been, I guess, centered and focused in on bad people rather than in his past life where he would just indiscriminately just kill people or do whatever it takes to get strength. I guess a piece of warning or information that really should have been in the front. If you don't like characters like Fang Yuan from Reverend Insanity that could be, in people's eyes, a villain, then you definitely won't like Zitch, because whereas Feng Yuan would do evil things and feed people to bears because it furthered his agenda, Zitch does it because he really just likes it. He does it for the, well, not for the hell of it, because he gets pleasure out of beating people. With all that being said about Zitch, I'm pretty sure, I guess you guys get the point by now that Zitch is not your run-of-the-mill main character, and that he's really just a fun and entertaining character, at least for me. In terms of the story structure and how the arcs play out, they're very formulaic in a way, where Zitch and his crew, they go to a place and they find a mystery or a crime and they get to the bottom of it. And once they get to the bottom of it, Zitch finds the head of who's been behind this, and he pretty much just fulfills his sadistic fantasies. Even though it's formulaic, I don't say that as to say that it's bad in any way or predictable, because the novel is, I wouldn't say anything but predictable, but it's not just like you know what's gonna happen like the back of your hand. The novel, every time we get a new revelation about the villains or about who our final enemy will be, there's always new question being presented or a new mystery about what's really going on in the grand scheme of things. And I appreciate the author doing that, because the world isn't just like many other novels where it's just black and white. Here's the bad guy, here's the good guy. It's more nuanced than that, and there's more to the, I guess, the goings of the world. To wrap things up, I really enjoy this novel. There's this world building, everything, and looking at the novel updates and seeing that this novel has already been completed with 600 chapters, that really just I guess is a good sign to me, at least, that the author knows where he wants to take the novel, and he like wraps the story up without milking it too much, and I guess continue on the story beyond a point where it's like long stayed its welcome. Overall, this novel is just so good. Its main character, its supporting characters, its villains, all of it is so good, and I can't praise it enough. I wouldn't say it's the perfect novel per se, because some people call it a detective mystery type of light novel, but the villains and the people who are, I guess, kind of behind these crimes and stuff that you will come across in the novel, they don't really take Einsteins to solve when the clues are there. And sometimes when Zitch gets his smart moments, it's not because like the hints have been there and readers overread them. Well, although sometimes that may happen, but when that happens, it's kind of obvious and you're obviously immediately alerted to that. But most of the time, it's just like, oh, Zitch has knowledge that the readers weren't privy to, and it's because of that he was able to outsmart the villains. And there's moments in the novel where it's like, oh, I outsmarted your outsmarting. But you thought you outsmarted my outsmarting, but I outsmarted your outsmarting. And there's moments like that in the story where the author really just has fun with the novel. All in all, I really enjoy the novel, and I couldn't recommend this novel anymore to readers. Tell me if you guys agree with me in the comments, or if you disagree with me. If you have any light novel recommendations that are similar to this novel, leave it below in the comments, and I'll check them out.